Some wars are fought on the battlefield, others are fought in the shadows. This is the story of Iran and the United States, two nations locked in a silent but fierce confrontation, spanning 70 years across continents, governments, and generations. From secret coups to open drone strikes, from whispered threats to proxy wars, this is the hidden war. In the early 20th century, Iran was a proud nation, but its oil, the black gold of the era, was largely controlled by British companies. In 1951, Prime Minister Mossadegh was elected and made a bold move. He nationalized Iran's oil. The West panicked. And in 1953, with the help of the CIA and British MI6, a secret operation called Operation Ajax overthrew Mossadegh. Iran's democratic hopes were crushed. The Shah, a Western puppet, was installed back on the throne. This betrayal would never be forgotten by the Iranian people. In 1979, the tides turned. The people of Iran rose up in revolution and overthrew the monarchy. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returned from exile and declared Iran an Islamic republic. The West had lost its grip, but things got worse when radical students stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran and took 52 Americans hostage for 444 days. The images shocked the world. Diplomacy collapsed. Washington was humiliated. The friendship was over. A new era of hostility had begun. Unable to fight directly, Iran and the U.S. took their battle elsewhere through proxy wars and ideological influence. In Iraq, 1980s, the U.S. supported Saddam Hussein in the brutal 8-year Iran-Iraq War. Over 1 million people died. In Lebanon, Iran funded Hezbollah, a Shia militia hostile to Israel and U.S. interests. In Syria, Iran backs Bashar al-Assad. The U.S. funds opposition rebels. In Yemen, Iran supports the Houthis. The U.S. arms Saudi Arabia. Every corner of the Middle East became a chessboard, and the people paid the price. The next flashpoint: nuclear weapons. Iran insists it seeks peaceful energy. The West fears a bomb. In 2015, under President Obama, a landmark deal was signed, the JCPOA. Iran agreed to limit its nuclear program in exchange for sanctions relief. But in 2018, President Trump withdrew from the deal, calling it the worst agreement ever.
Announcing today that the United States will withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal. This was a horrible, one-sided deal that should have never, ever been made.
Sanctions returned. Trust evaporated. Iran restarted enrichment. Tensions skyrocketed. Then came the U.S. drone strike that killed General Qasem Soleimani, a top Iranian commander, in 2020. Iran launched missiles in return. The world held its breath. By 2025, diplomatic efforts resurfaced. Iran and the United States held their first nuclear talks in 7 years. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff met in April, with both sides confirming cautious progress. While the U.S. emphasized limiting enrichment, Iran defended its right to peaceful nuclear technology. Tensions cooled temporarily, but beneath the surface, pressure mounted. On June 13, 2025, Israel launched a surprise strike on Iranian nuclear facilities, killing their top military generals and atomic scientists, a big blow for Iran. Iran answered back with its missiles and drones at all major cities of Israel. Just a week later, the United States conducted Operation Midnight Hammer. B-2 bombers and Tomahawk missiles hit 3 nuclear centers: Fordo, Natanz, Isfahan. President Trump hailed it as a spectacular success.
A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordo, Natanz, and Isfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Iran vowed everlasting consequences. The strikes marked a historic moment, the first time U.S. forces directly bombed Iranian territory, and the first combat use of so-called bunker busters. A new phase of open confrontation had begun. Today, the war continues through sanctions, cyber warfare, shadow diplomacy, and now direct military actions. Inside Iran, the public navigates economic crisis and national pride. In the United States, the debate deepens: diplomacy or dominance. The risk of regional war, even global escalation, is no longer abstract. Will this cycle ever end, or will history continue to echo with the sound of falling bombs and missed opportunities? The story of Iran and the United States is no longer a hidden war. It is real, it is now, and it is dangerous. But even in darkness, history reminds us that conflict is not destiny. Dialogue, courage, and understanding remain paths still open. This has been a Beyond Borders documentary. Subscribe for more stories that reveal the truths behind global conflicts.